Sir, are we live? Okay. Namaskar. Astoma Sadgamya Tam Soma Jyotirgamya Mrityurma Amritam Gamya. Om Shanti. If your actions inspire others to dream more, do more, and become more, and you are a leader. A very warm welcome to all the dignitaries. I'm your host and host, Dr. Bhavna Chibber, Principal, Founder, and CEO of Skill Lab, ACE Coacher, an author, a trainer. You all are watching the second season of this second session of the first season of this Adequate Talk Show. This special series we have designed in collaboration with ACE International Singapore, and wherein we are inviting all the ACEs in their field will join us and express their opinions. On this platform, they will get the complete freedom to share their inner feelings straight from heart. The mission of this talk series is to building educators' excellence to give all students the opportunity for success. And our vision is that every student in India is taught by an excellent teacher and supported by effective leaders. We believe intentional, sustained, and highly quality investment in educators directly result in success for all the students and are essential to eliminate equality gaps. Season 1, Session 2 is based on the topic technological trends in teaching and learning. So, on the behalf of Skill Lab Incorporation, ACE Coacher, and ACE International, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you present here for this session. And I welcome all the viewers, those who have joined us through the live links. So, first of all, let me introduce you all with the speakers of today's panel discussion. I am profusely elated to take an opportunity to introduce our speaker of the day, Brigadier Sushil Bhasin. It's a great honor to have you with us today. I know you didn't need any introduction, sir, but still it's my duty. He has been military leader in the army for 34 years and has applied his leadership lessons in the corporate environment for last 17 years. He is a military-inspired leadership coach, motivational speaker, and futurist who has impacted over 150,000 leaders from over 250 organizations. He is author of multiple books, including international bestseller, $1 Million Second, endorsed by Brian Tracy, and Design Your Life, which has been turned with a 48 episode podcast, Zindagi Unplugged, in Hindi on Spotify. He is a global keynote and 2 times TEDx and 2 times Josh Talks speaker, and has spoken on international stages, both on stage as well as online in over 10 countries. He is also the founder president of PSAI, Professional Speakers Association of India, Mumbai chapter, and an active member of APSS, Asia Professional Speakers Singapore. He took a conscious decision to sacrifice army career for the love of the children and is crazy to help them, particularly the underprivileged ones, to transform their lives for free. Please welcome on Brigadier Sushil Bhasin, who will share an introduction of the topic to set the ground for discussion. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Bhavna. Thank you for that introduction. And I'm really, really grateful to you for giving me this honor of inviting me on this platform. Thank you very much. Very happy to see Dr. Ram back after a long time. So I've known Dr. Ram for many, many years now, and I really have lots and lots of regards for him. So thank you very much, Bhavna. Now we come to the topic, and the topic today we are talking about is technological advancements in teaching and learning. Really speaking, we cannot at the moment distinguish or separate out technology from learning because it's a part of it. I could not have even joined in this program if I didn't know how to use Zoom. You didn't send me a link. Okay. I didn't send you using technology. I sent you some pictures and all. Then you made a graphic, you send it back, all technology. Right? Today you go to a shop, not even a shop, you go to a vendor on the footpath and he also has a QR code of Paytm and he doesn't want cash. He says, "Sir, please give me Paytm." Okay. So therefore, technology has crept into our life in a very big way. And on this occasion, I would love to salute all the teachers, all the trainers of the world who, when COVID came, how quickly did teachers start teaching online? People who didn't know, it is just a matter of coincidence that on the our first lockdown was announced, if I remember correctly, on 23rd of March. And somewhere on the same day when the lockdown was announced at 3:15 on Facebook, I was on a panel of teachers and I was being asked this question that, "Sir, now the schools were already closed before the lockdown was announced. And sir, how do we now get in touch with our students?" And I still remember that I talked of impromptu. I talked of you have to be in touch with your students, even if you can't teach them, but get in touch. So I said, WhatsApp everyone has, even if you don't have laptops. Find out ways. If you can't do anything else, at least everyone has a phone. Call up at least a few students, if not all, and talk to them and say, "How are you?" so that they know that the teacher remembers them. This all happened on 23rd March. But I didn't know, and I was involved with a lot of teachers training at that point of time. I didn't know that the teachers will pick it up so quickly the world over. I'm not talking of one or two schools. I think in less than a few months, all schools were teaching children of all classes, including kindergarten, online. It is spectacular. We need to really give a round of applause to the teachers globally. Teachers, trainers, please join me in giving a big round of applause to these people. So I think that would be enough of an introduction to the subject to say that we have to be an integral part of it and we have to leverage its strength. We have to leverage and harness the power of technology and integrate it into our learning system so that the best is achieved. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brigadier Bhasin. You have rightly said that they are the warriors, those who have just won the battle in a manner that everyone is in a win-win situation. So thank you so much. Now, we have with us the next dignitary to honor us with her presence is Professor Abba Sharma. Professor Abba Sharma, Principal B.Ed of SCRT. Just. I just start. Professor Abba Sharma, Principal B.Ed of NCRT, as a speaker of this session, who is an author, a gold medalist, professor, and assistant dean at School of Education, and head planning and monitoring at GD Goenka University. A leader with a rich experience of 22 years in the field of academic leadership in various universities and institutes, and CBSE resource person, and many more. Ma'am, I have the list is so big that I would like to listen from you that how you have contributed so well in the field of education, and what are your views on the topic?
Thank you so much, Bhavna, and thank you, Dr. Ram from ACE International, for such a beautiful opportunity to meet all the Deons present here. If we move to the question and if we introduce ourselves, we can say that we all are aware with the fact that technology is nowadays covering all the globe. No matter what the situation is, but without which you cannot move forward. And if we talk about the flipped classrooms, that actually allows the students and the teachers to connect and share the information in the most flexible way possible. So I think I need to answer the question, and I need to introduce right now with what the
You just
technologies.
have to share your view on the topic, technological trends in
Yes.
the field of teaching and learning.
Yes. So but nowadays, we can see that the flipped learning concept is there, the blended learning concept is there, and that actually allows the students and the teachers to generally connect and share the information in the most flexible way possible. And with you can say the room available to change as students generally need the change, and they also adopt and grow over the time. And unquestionably, this generally happens because of the networked audio and the video that enables the flexibility and definitely the scalability as well. Another, if we say another theoretical concepts or advantage of flipped learning is that it allows the students to incorporate the foundational information into their long-term memory, and that is prior to the class, and this actually lightens the cognitive load during the classroom. And with the help of this, the students can form the new concepts, and they can dwell deeper into the topics, and they can make the connections and develop more complex ideas, we can say. And undoubtedly, the various benefits are there with the help with this technology and with the flipped learning as well, that extends not only to the students but to the teachers as well. And if we talk about the students, the model can help them to develop independent learning, and also they develop the skill of being independent. They also can build a deeper comprehension of the topics, and they can catch up more easily whenever they are absent. So absentees is no more a kind of a fall behind nowadays. So that's the very biggest benefit of this technology. Along with this, they are also able to build a deeper understanding, and moreover, we can say that they find the classroom time more interesting. Coupled with this, if we say that the teachers, they spend a less time introducing the new topics or the new concepts, and they can create more of the topics, and they can reuse whatever the content they have made. One, they can reuse it for many of the times. They can also provide a more tailored approach, which is actually the need of the hour, I think. Thank you.
True, very true. So, ma'am has shared about that there is this technology is helping us to learn on a self-paced, customized environment. So, let's move further. Now, I have one more special guest with us, special dignitary, and he is none other than Dr. H.C. Pramod Kumar Rajput. So, Sir is FIASST is a seasoned corporate professional with a rich experience of over 40 years in pharmaceuticals and healthcare industry, sales and marketing, while working as senior vice
You are on mute, ma'am. Bhavna, ma'am, you are on mute. You are on
I
mute.
believe I lost the connection. Yeah, I'm repeating it, sir. I lost. I am repeating it. There is some problem due to the weather condition. So I apologize for these technical issues. Yeah, we have Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput, FAISST, FIAECT, MLE. He's a seasoned corporate professional with a rich experience of over 40 years in pharmaceutical and health industry, sales and marketing, while working as senior vice president and vertical head in domestic market, and now heading as an international business in charge of 25 countries of Cadila Pharmaceuticals Limited, as a board member of trustees of Crown University International, chartered incorporated.
You are in mute.
To be proper, because I am on unmute now. So, CEO Nigerian, founder of Governor Journal of World's Leader Forum Ireland. Sir, I believe the list is so long that if I'll start reading it, it will be we'll woke up in the morning. So I introduce you. I will just give a brief introduction of your, and I thanks to you wholeheartedly to accept the invitation and be with us in this forum. I request you to share a welcome note with.
So, ma'am, thank you so much for inviting me. Very, very good evening to everybody. Bhavna, ma'am, and I can see Brigadier Sushil, sir. Jai Hind to you, Ram, sir. All right, and all Abba, ma'am, Mamta, ma'am, I can see on my screen. So this is a very wonderful thing which you have asked. And actually, technology is really changing it. So I was thinking that I will be able to talk on the very important point which you have spoken to me about it. So shall I tell about that? Your question was there, or you will be asking the question later on the technology which is going to help the learner.
Later on. I just want to share.
Okay.
I just want
Okay.
your
So
valuable insight.
okay, fine. So my understanding very clear, ma'am, because technology is the way of the life. Today, without technology, we cannot grow. Either it is start from the school to the college and to the professional world. And today, when we are working on the technology part, people have to upgrade themselves, people have to upskill themselves, and they have to learn. Let me tell you, today I was being invited by the government, Ministry of the Government, and I was talking to the entire African countries where more than 600 delegates had come. I was talking to them that you have to upskill yourself in terms of technology. They are the ministers, they are the ambassadors, they had come. But when we spoke about the AR, VR and all, they were not very clear about it, because I was talking related to the pharmaceutical industry, medical science about it. So they are not aware about it so much. So I always say that we as an Indian, we have enough of the knowledge. We have the knowledgeable people. We have the knowledgeable institution. We have the knowledgeable teachers. And the right time we are building the technology base, which is going to help us for the future as well. So it is a wonderful seminar. I was not able to say no to you. In spite of that, today evening I have to rush to Nigeria. So in the between 5:30 I'll be leaving, but I will be there on my mobile, but I'll be attending it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again. So happy to be here on your platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And I'm thankful to you for providing your gracious presence here to join us today to amplify our joy. Now, last but not the least, we have Miss Manta, soft skill trainer. She has trained more than thousands of individuals on international etiquette, certified the ABCs of parenting and science of well-being from Yale University. Currently, she is heading the Darshan Academy and working as HOS, and she has a long list of awards as well as the years of experience. So over to you, Ms. Mamta. Please share your valuable insight on the topic.
Thank you, dear Bhavna ma'am. First of all, a very lovely evening to each and everyone present here. I'm sure that I'm grateful that I'm, sharing this platform with so many eminent educationists. And lovely evening to all the viewers as well. So thank you so very much, Bhavna ma'am, for bringing me here. I'm sure that I would having an enriching experience with Brigadier sir, with Abba ma'am, with Dr. Rajput sir, and as well as Ram sir. So if I talk about the topic, I think Brigadier sir has already set a note for the topic, actually. So if I talk about technology, he was very right. 2 years back, we were not aware, we never even thought of, we never imagined that education can be done through technology. Yes, it was becoming a part and parcel. But the moment the lockdown was there, at that point of time, everybody, all were, as he said, he was giving a thing that, that we have to connect. So all of a sudden, everybody was thrown in that pool of technology, and it was expected from teachers not only to swim, but to survive and to help their kids in the best possible manner without hindering the education system. And I can proudly say that the entire education, the teacher fraternity have kept that flag high. And actually, they not only so, they actually, yes, they survived. In no time, they were able to pick up all the things. And it was a fantastic learning experience for everybody. That small hesitation that how we are going to be in front of the people. It's not only teaching, it is to overcome your, that the parents will be watching, they will be there. And there were so many other. And some people, those who have never even touched the laptops and all, everybody had to come on that platform. I think that is, COVID has done, that was a blessing in disguise. This is, I think I would say. So now technology has, now COVID is, that has also become a part and parcel of our life. In the same manner, now technology, that hybrid mode is also has become very essential. Now we cannot think of our education system without this, because that is the mode which is being liked and preferred by our current generation. And certainly we have to take it something which they like it. Because if they like, they will be putting more interest into it. And certainly that will help their learning, and that will help their performance too. And not only this, if I talk about technology, it certainly goes with the vision of NEP 2020. Because what the vision of NEP 2020 says, it says to develop an education system that deeply rooted in Indian ethos, which has the capability to provide high quality education to compete in the global world. And this technology is showing us that way, that yes, this is the time that we need to become global. And that can only happen if we do it and start with our kids.
Very true. Very true. You have rightly said, and that's what I just want to add a quote here by Ratan Tata, that if you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. So today is the time when we are walking together to bring this awareness among all the learners, all the viewers, all the audience who are listening to us. So let's see the ground rule of the talk series. There will be 3 rounds. Round 1 will comprises of 1 question each to all the speakers. Then round 2 will be having 1 more question based on the topic. And round 3 will be a rapid fire round. So let's welcome the first guest. But before I start, I'll introduce a topic once more. Topic is technological trends in teaching and learning. As we all know that the learning technology is an umbrella term that describes communication, information, and technological tools used to enhance learning, teaching, and assessment. Learning enhances improving in performance by creating So let's start with round number 1. And my first question is for Brigadier Sushil Bhasin. So, our question to you is, as we know in army, you are trained to make impossible possible. So let's say if there is a case scenario that technology is not available, how will you overcome this limitation in educating the learners? So thoda sa ulta question hai.
Thank you very much for this brilliant question. And I'm really happy that you could think of it. So let me tell you that technology is not only internet. Technology has existed even from Second World War. The weapons with which we fight are based on technology. Okay, the signals where we do our communications is based on technology. Okay, so that was primitive technology, that was basic technology. Today we can laugh it out, but that time it was very important for us. Now in the army, we were not so dependent on internet. So even when the whole world was enjoying STD, for example, and you could, pick up your phone and book a call on STD, that time when there were no mobiles, we still had to depend on the army exchange, doing that round and round, and then somebody would pick up and say, number please, sir, and then give your number. That was a type of exchange we still worked with. So we had line communication when we could not have electronic communication. We used to have lines. So every time there were spools of cable, so the signals would lay it down. So from one headquarter to the other headquarter, there would be a static line communication, which after that particular place, if you halted there for 2 days, then very quickly there were drills that you had to wind it up, back up those spools, put them on a mule if it was mountains, put them in the vehicle if it was planes, and get going to the next place. Right. Now, what has the army been doing? I must tell you, there's a saying by Marshall Goldsmith where he says that leadership is a contact sport. It's a contact sport. You have to be in touch with people. You have to be in connection with people. But do you know that a commanding officer who has a battalion could be spread over 7 kilometers, and in war, he could be commanding people which are 7 kilometers apart. And he doesn't have radio set all the time. So he has a radio set. So there's a line communication, and then there's radio telephony, okay, which is primitive, which used to have their problems and all, but we used to have backup after backup after backup. Including the olden times, there used to be a pigeon service, kabutar, that you tied up a message to the kabutar and the kabutar was trained to go and deliver it. And this is not a joke, it's a reality. So army has used its own ways because the army has one very, very strict condition. You can't be runners up in war. You either win or lose. You can't say, I was second. In corporate, you can say, oh, I achieved my target 80%. In the army, you achieve it 100% or 0%. There's nothing in between. When you don't achieve your targets for a quarter, you can achieve them next quarter. But we bring a widow home this quarter, she remains a widow for the rest of her life. So we play very, very careful game that we are consistently reminded of the importance of lives we deal with, and our processes and our procedures have been made from the primitive times to that our over dependence on technology has never been there. So today, when you have internet and you have all these facilities, even let me tell you that even today, line communication is still used as a backup because we can't take a chance. You know, in the corporate world, they will use a Japanese technology a Japanese terminology called just in time, which means you reduce your inventory to the extent that you should only have that much of inventory, which caters for the lag between when you order it and you get it. So if you can get a supply in 3 days, you need to have an inventory only of 3 days. Can you do it in the army? No way. There could be a bridge blown off. There could be a minefield blown off. There could be anything. So we don't work in just in time. We have a very strong personality. His name is Justin Case. Justin is the first name. Case is the surname. Just in case. Just in case it rains. Just in case the enemy turns up. Just in case the enemy blows off the bridge. We have to keep multiple options available. So that's in short my answer to this question, that army has depended on technology, but not over depended. I just want to leave that one word which I want you to understand, and that is backups. There are backups that you can't take a chance because you're dealing with lives. You're not dealing with profits. Profits can come again. Lives can't come back. You know, people are worried in the corporate. They say attrition ho gayi. Attrition ho gayi means the man has gone to another company. ठीक है, यहाँ पे attrition हो गई, the man is gone forever. It is not that he goes to Pakistan and we can get him back. It is not that he goes to another regiment, we can get him back. So when he's gone, he's gone. So we can't take those chances. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Just in case you have introduced all of us, and I believe those who are listening to us, with a gentleman named as Just in Case. So just in case, now the turn is Dr. Rajput. Now the question over to you is, how do you think technology has helped learner in their career? What other changes do you feel should be introduced in education system to make technology useful?
So excellent. I think our respected Brigadier sir has set the pace of it, and I love to extend this pace further ahead on this part. So you will agree that the research has shown that the performance is highly correlated with the engagement, and probably agree with us that the classrooms or the lecture rooms is not like of the chalkboards and the textbook in this particular technological world. So with this technology, the access to the resources beyond the classrooms, the students are getting inspired to become problem solvers, critical thinkers, collaborators, creators. That's what technology has taught us. And technology become the successfully very integrated into the classroom students, because they have become a lifelong learner, because they started loving it, they started enjoying it. Second thing is, ma'am, you will agree with me that the STEAM experiences, because when we are talking about the STEAM, right, it is basically the hard, the scientific part, technological part, engineering, art, mathematical things. All these things are going to be helping for the STEAM focuses, which is there. And that's the reason today the education has taken care for the STEAM part, learning part, because specific skills in the coding, programming, physical computing, computational thinking have become the very common requirement in the workforce. You'll agree with me. And that is required in any and every part of that life, which is important. Though the 21st century, in this 21st century, learning by doing, making the mindsets and environments can be very engaging when designed and integrated with the right technology. So people, they are enjoying it, people, they are learning it, and they're getting a plethora of the different ways of putting the things. Next point I like to highlight about that the active learning in the flipped classroom environment, because when I talk about the active learning, it's a teaching methodology that is encouraging the student to participate directly. Collaborative learning approach is there by doing it and helping the others also. Similarly, we can say the flipped classroom teaching methodology aims to increase the student engagement also, because the complete classwork at the home and participation in the classroom with a lot of activities, it is going to help. And nowadays we have the machines available there. We have the technology like AR, VR is there. VR can provide a beautiful immersive active learning to the student. Teachers, they can engage the student through the technology, ma'am, because I'm talking about the teacher per se. I'm not talking about the professionals, because they are also using the technology. The students, they can learn through the VR. Teachers can encourage them to use more than the to participate in the learning activities. A student interested in the biology, he or she can do the dissection. She can see the entire thing. In the chemistry, can explore the virtual microscopic world. And at the same time, the student who loves the history, he and she can enjoy the various part, not by sitting there at their own place. So this is the beautiful way of learning it. Then another thing is artificial intelligence. Today we are talking because the technology is a part of that part. It's a paving way to just solve highly complex education challenges, identifying the learning patterns. When I'm saying identifying the learning patterns, we can understand how the student like, what the student like, and what is his foresee for the coming time. He or she can prepare the roadmap on this, and the student behavior can be seen. Because now you will agree with me, ma'am, that in US people, they are talking about AI learning based for the student, because then they understand the student like which way, which are the things, which how the roadmap has to be prepared, so that the skills can be developed for the student, because technology will and its skills will make the person near to the perfection. Last but not the least, gamification in the technology has made things right. It can help and unleash their imagination, multitasking thinking, out of the box thinking. These are the things are there where we can make the student to think, and we can make the student to learn, and we can make the student to go ahead as per the technology. Because today we are talking that by 2030 the world is only on the AR, VR and the AI. 2050 the complete thing doesn't change. Believe you me, when I was attending one of the session in the US, they said by it is getting developed as soon as interviews will be there while seeing your entire things. That is the way the technology is going to work out. By 2035, when you be giving, when be meeting a person through the virtual way, your entire details will be there in front of the interviewer. There's no need to hide. There's no need to put a lot of the fabulous things in there. So this is the way technology is going to tell. And not only this, today, when we do the things, Googling the things, you know that our each and every data has been taken care by the Google. We keep on receiving what are my liking are there, what are my not liking are there and all. So my entire horoscope, our entire horoscope is there with the people. So this is the way the technology is working and making the things happen. So this is all from my side about the technology part.
Absolutely right, sir. This is called big data, and everybody is like following it, and the data has been collected. And you have rightly said, I just want to add a little humor here, कि जब आप बच्चे को मना करो कि बेटा कब गर्म है हाथ नहीं लगाना, कब गर्म है हाथ नहीं लगाना, वो नहीं सुनेगा. जिस दिन उसने हाथ लगा लिया, उसके बाद वो उस कप को कभी हाथ नहीं लगाएगा, क्योंकि तब उसको पता चल गया, दिस इज लर्निंग बाय डूइंग, और यू कैन से एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग, दैट दे he will be able to know, yes, this is hot and it hurt me. Then only he will not touch that cup again. So this is how you have rightly said about collaborative learning, identify learning platform, gamification, which is coming up, AR, VR. I know, being the researcher in this field, there is a dearth of...
And ma'am, I just like to add, because when you put that inclination toward the child, that this is the way the things are happening, when you put it in the gamification way, right, the child or the person who is learning, he or she started enjoying it, right? And it is always good, because the learning comes with the enjoyment. The more you enjoy, the more you learn. Because in that way, that's why we are in the psychological way or the emotional way, we say that you give the thing with the person started liking it. And when the person started liking it, the person will start loving it. And the person will start loving it, he or she will be excelling on the things. So that is the way it goes on. So it is the responsibility first of the parents, not the teachers. Teachers always want the student should be the best one, right? The parents should always encourage whatever has been taught in the school or the colleges, because there is a huge gap between the parent and a child, right? We all have learned 30 years back, 40 years back, 25 years back. Today the entire thing has changed. Nobody uses the chalk and the blackboard. It has been changed in a different way. This message is there for the parent, because I always tell this message to the parent: never ever condemn the instructions or the guidelines or the advice of the teachers, because they know what is the latest thing is happening. Never ever say, no, it was not happening in our time. Gone are your times. You have become obsolete. We all have become obsolete. You have to adopt it. Otherwise, we will be obsolete, and then the child will be in the doldrums.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, Now, as you have shared about flipped classroom, now my next question is Professor Abba Sharma. As more people gain access to technology tools and the internet, flipped classrooms are becoming more prevalent. What's your thought on this, ma'am?
Yes, thank you, Bhavna. This is again a very important thing which we need to discuss. And as I already mentioned, that flipped classroom is again a very important thing, a very important learning way with the help of which all the teachers and the students can get benefited of. So, as I already told you, that the flipped learning actually requires the students to engage with the instructional content outside the classroom, and that too before undertaking the corresponding tasks in the school hours with the teacher on hand. And I must mention a recent study that actually found that 75% of teachers, surveyed, witnessed greater student engagement after implementing the flipped learning. And with the engagement an essential part of learning, we must say that this can only be a good thing which we can adopt. And of course, it's easy for the critics to argue that keeping students engaged is made harder by the by asking them to learn at home and by their own at their home. But we must always accept that flipped model isn't just about watching the pre-recorded videos and learning online. It's all about making the classroom more active, more enthusiastic, and ready to learn. And that is what is important. And to reap the benefits of the flipped model, which I already mentioned earlier, that what happens in the classroom is crucial, that is important. And teachers must devise the tasks and the projects that encourages students participation and foster the discussion, and that actually brings the hidden potential from the students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Abba, for your valuable insight. And you rightly said that this is the area where you set your students, your learners, for ready to learn. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, my last question of this round goes to Ms. Mamta Sabharwal. Ma'am, your question is, how can technology be used to enhance learning in the classroom?
Yes, indeed, it is very, very important. In educators, I think we know it. That, as I said, it has become an integral part of education system. So now, if technology is there, it not only boosts the morale of the students, rather it gives them a confidence. Reason being is that when we say technology, that means the tech education, the educators, they get so many tools. One of the days of that chalk and talk, the traditional method, which has been replaced with the EdTech, the teachers have to be equipped with the tools, because this technology is what? It is nothing. It is more of a tool which is empowering the teachers to make their lessons in such a manner that they can bring in, for example, when you're saying AR, VR, if they want to create a jungle scene, they can do it. They can bring in lion and elephant in the class itself. So the things which the children had never seen earlier, now they can see, they can visualize it. The topics which probably were boring, that people were not interested in studying history and all. These days, not only, as I said, it is not only the videos and all, but there's so many other things which are available. But they can always bring it in the class, they can do it, they can experience it. So this experiential learning is really important if we really want that, yes, they should get transformed into individuals, those who are excelling not only academically, but otherwise as well. For example, when I'm saying that they have to do hands-on job, hands-on learning, that means they're experiencing it. At the same time, we need to ensure that, yes, we need to, we need to have all the aspects of 21st century skills, which are mentioned in NEP 2020. That is the 4 C's of blended learning, which is your collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and another C is your what you call communication. So these 4 C's are the 4 C's of blended learning, and they are very important because they help the children if they are being collaborative, and all these things are easily possible with having the technology. And when they do it, certainly they enjoy learning. They are, because children are learning, as I said earlier, also they are learning in their most preferred style. So when they're learning in the most preferred style, they enjoy learning. And this not only helps them to improve their academic performance, rather being more critical, rather being having the creative skills, they actually develop the, they become the problem solvers. They became the creative thinkers. They are the one, those who can take a lead and can understand that what is good for them. And that ways, it is helping them to excel in all the fields. So they become more matured and they are able to excel not only, as I said, academically, but emotionally, technically, spiritually, culturally, and maybe an overall well-being, because they are learning by doing. They are looking into so many aspects. So this technology supports learning. It helps in the latest pedagogy, and as well as it also goes with the, it integrates with all the other subjects. So today, teaching all these things is very, very essential if we really want to help them to develop their different skills, these the IT skills, math skills, scientific skills. All these skills will help them to be the overall, the all-rounders. And I think this is where the technology plays a greater role. And it has also been in consonance with the NEP, wherein we talk about that, yes, it is empowering the students and as well as the teachers, and they're making their classes more active. And the students can learn in the best possible, in their preferred learning style. We know that the children are today they're basically 4 type of learners are there. We have audio learners, we have visual learners, we have tactile learners, we have kinesthetic learners. And all these learners, if you see, technology is providing tools for each and every type of learner. So I think today, if should not think that being the educators, the way we have been taught, we should be teaching the same way. If we do so, that means we are actually we are robbing their future. So we need to be very categorical that we have to empower them. We have to give them that strength of technology so that they should be able to use it in the best possible manner and can transform themselves into individuals who are independent and who can actually move forward and take up the global challenges, which is the need of the hour. So that is very, very important, I think. And that is how technology can bring, the classes more active, more engaging, more interesting, and more wherein children are ready to learn. Because it's a common saying, it is not difficult to teach the children. It is very difficult to make them ready to learn. So if we have made them ready to learn, I think we have won the battle there. Half of the battle, or maybe more than the half, battle is won when the kids are ready to learn. So this particular technology is also coming up with the waving off or maybe replacing the rote learning with the mind games, with more of thinking, more of analytical skills. So this is a complete transformation. So not that we are doing it only the cognitive mode, or thinking and understanding. It is more of doing, more of experiencing, more of, having fun with it and working with it. So that is how the classes are becoming very helpful with technology.
Rightly said, Ms. Mamta. And I believe we all are in the agreement that, yes, this should be the way to enhance the learning process. And the first one thing which I would like to add is that this technology has helped us to be a self-learner. So this is what is required during this time, in this era, in this learning 3-to-1 world. Now round 2, we'll start with round 2. But here, the time allotted for you all, I request you to be precise. Your answers should be, time limit is 2 minutes only. So I'll start my first question, and it will be for Brigadier Sushil Bhasin. Sir, being an army person, have you ever felt that technology is a necessary evil?
Okay, so tell me one thing. If I show you a hammer and ask you, is it evil or is it good? What would be your answer? The hammer was designed by the designer to drive a nail in the wall or in the wood. But if I go and hit that hammer on somebody's head and kill him, are you going to say the hammer is evil or I am evil? And I think technology is never evil. It is primarily its usage that is evil. So why this term is used that it is a necessary evil is that technology is good because it can save lives. It can save people, whether it's medicine, whether it is surgery, whether it's telemedicine, whole lot of things, the type of gadgets that have come into the medical field now. But the same technology can also be a disaster. The technology that you use, and this is one of my very important time management classes example, that tell me that you have lots and lots of tools and technologies and apps that you use in today's life to save time. Is that right? You don't go to the bank and stand in a line. You do net banking. Okay, you don't go and pay money. You pay online. And hundreds of other, you don't go to the market and buy things. You just order it on Amazon. It comes home. So you save a lot of time. Then really speaking, all of us should be sitting aram se and saying, mere paas to bahut time hai. But tell me who's got it? Because the same technology that saved my time, it distracted me more than giving me the advantage. Because पहले आपको जाके Facebook के ऊपर 50 लाइक्स नहीं ढूंढने थे. आपको जाके रील नहीं बनानी थी. That was not a part of my life. And now if you don't say, dance to some songs and you think you're missing out something. And people feel कि मेरी तो life अधूरी है because मैंने reel नहीं बनाई. And I've seen some of my friends, old people, they've started making reels only not to be left out. Whether they need a reel or not. So point is, it is not a evil. It is a good technology. You have to see how do you use it. And let me tell you, Bhavna, that we are short of time. By the time, all these things have happened, I made a list of so many points that have come to my mind. But one or two, at the cost of just being very brief, I'll tell you that my son was just 4 and we were in Mount 1994. And I had a computer when not many people had. I never learned a computer from any class. I was self-made. And this chap would find that I don't give my computer to him. I'm using it all the time in the evening. So he would get up early in the morning before I could get up and before a school bus comes, and he would get onto the computer. And one day I saw him using a CD. I just got up early and I saw he's sitting in the room ready in uniform waiting for the bus. So I just stood there behind and saw that he was seeing the analogy of autonomy of a heart. He saw that video and then he repeated it. And I found that he was not playing games or he was not wasting time. Then I told him, "Ye kuch samajh bhi aaya hai? Kya aise hi bol rahe hain?" He put the thing aside and he told me exactly how a heart functions. And he was just in class 4. Right? So technology, how do you use it is your point. Then I think you're all educators here. I don't know if you know of this one gentleman called Sugata Mitra. And if you don't know, please go and see two things. Go to YouTube, see Sugata Mitra. He is my very favorite educator. I learn everything from him and I know him personally. I've met him a couple of times. One is his very, very nice lesson which he taught the teachers in UK. And that is, where is your iPad? I won't have time to tell you the story, but the simple thing is that a teacher said that I teach the most difficult, most boring subject on the planet, that is trigonometry. And he asked this question to students to say, how does your iPad know where it is? And through questions and questions and questions, he brought them to realize that it requires 3 satellites, but they couldn't make out why 3, why not 5, why not 7. And then he says, "Do you want to know that?" And they were all very curious. He said, "This man will teach you. The subject is called trigonometry." That means, are you using, you see, it's not using technology, is it using it correctly? it is making the best out of technology, and that requires a lot of work. So I just want to leave it there. I've been an experiential educator for a long time. I must tell you, I attended the first international conference of Association of Experiential Education, and I've been on their board for 3 years in USA. And I attended 2 international conferences in 2010 and 2011, where there were 600 plus educators from across the world. So I've been using experiential learning for the last 17 years with thousands of teachers, principals, students, and even in the corporate world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I believe the moment you shared the example of hammer, we all were in this surprise. Yes, this is the right answer to this question. So thank you so much, sir. And now over to you, Pramod Rajput, sir. Rajput, sir, the question for you is, if learner want to pursue in this field, what additional, means in your field, what additional knowledge should they gain to become successful?
So you, once again, can you just repeat the question, please?
Yeah. The question is there that if a learner want to pursue in the field of pharmacy, where you are, in which you are, what additional knowledge should they gain in terms of additional knowledge
in the pharmaceutical field?
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical field, correct. Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing is very, very clear about it, that a person should be knowing about the basic science, because we are dealing with the health. Right, and we should be knowing about anatomy, physiology, and all. Second thing is, the person should be knowing about how the drugs works, right? Which is the way the things are there. The person should be B Pharma. Third important thing is the communication should be very, very clear about it. The person, another point is, the person should have an ability to respect the rejection. Respect the rejection. Because sales and marketing line is always not a flourishing thing, because every time you cannot get the success. Right, out of 10 you hit one time, only the success will come. So you have to have emotionally intelligent, you have to have loving the rejection part, you should be responding, not reacting, good communication, knowing the knowledge and understanding the things, so that you should start building about it. So this is the way a person should know. Now coming to the product management part, just one more minute I'll take. They should be very clearly strong on the digital part, because they should know, because today we are having the digital marketing. They should understand how the digital marketing can play a role, and which is the way that we are able to promote the product. So that they should be learning about it, and that's why we are expecting for the new generation who have joined us, and we keep on upgrading themselves. At the same time, we keep on learning from them as well.
Good. And now my question is for Professor Abba Sharma. What are the technology trends we need to know about?
Thank you, Bhavna, for the second question. The list is endless, and to assuage the learner towards the technology-driven methods, certain technology marvels are on trend nowadays, and I think few of them already Dr. Rajput has mentioned about. If I name it again, they caters to artificial intelligence, the learning management system, the augmented reality, virtual reality, immersive learning, gamification, blockchain, and many more like this. But one more interesting app-based wheel I just came across, I just wanted to mention about that, is the Pedagogy Wheel. So moment you type Pedagogy Wheel in the search engine, you will find a wheel that brings together in one chart several different domains of pedagogical thinking. And the Pedagogy Wheel is all about the mindset, we must say, and it's a way of thinking about digital age education that meshes together the concerns about the mobile app features, and along with that, the learning transformation, motivation, cognitive development, and long-term learning objectives, which is very important, I must say. And the Pedagogy Wheel, though, is not a kind of a rocket science, and it is an everyday device that can be readily used by everyday teacher, and it can be applied to, you can say, everything from the curriculum planning and development to writing the learning objectives and designing centered activities. The idea is for the users basically to understand, how to respond to the challenges that the wheel presents for their teaching practice, and to ask themselves the tough questions about their choices and methods. Now, we very well know that there are many of the challenges, and the world we live in today is rather a dynamic one, and things will continue to change. The challenges are almost every day we are finding. But one thing I can say, and we all can say, that that can be certain of is that our teaching fraternity will be able to keep up with the change, no matter how steep. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You are absolutely right. As we already discussed, that they teachers are the warriors. So let's ask the last question of this round from Mamta. Ms. Mamta, how will you teach tech to empower students to control their own learning?
Thank you. See, yes, I think we have already discussed that empower learning is that we need to, that when we are telling the students, when we are helping them and making them ready to learn, so we need to actually counsel them as well to ensure. Now, when we are saying empowering them how to learn and what to learn, self-learning, what we have already talked about it. Number two, best thing is make them collaborators. Collaborators in learning. How collaborators? When teachers, they started, they are, our age of teachers, educators, we are actually trying to adapt to the new system. But if I talk about students, they are the natives of technology. We are learning phones and technology and mobiles right now. But kids, the moment they are born, they know that which button is to press. So why not to make the collaborators? Believe in me, when the teachers are making them without any hesitation, taking the help, okay, let's make the videos together. Let's come up, let's have the flip books, or let's have the video pictures, or maybe interactive board and all. Just do it with the help of the children. So that way they will actually take interest. They will understand that how it is to be done. Their learning will be experiential and at the same time will be more focused. Not that they will be looking into they will be asking, or they'll be looking into something which is probably not to be required. Because as sir has said very correctly, it is neither boon nor a bane. It is a thing that the technology has to be used in the proper manner. And being the educators, we have that. We have to take that. We have to shoulder this responsibility that we have to guide our children in the best possible manner. So how guiding? The more you will say, you have already given an example of a cup, that don't do it. That means we are pushing them towards to go and to, do and to touch upon all those things probably which are not meant for them as of now. So give them the energy, give them that particular power. They should feel empowered. They should feel, oh yes, I know, we know better. Ma'am is taking our help. She's telling us to do it. Today, in the last 2 years, if you see so much of videos, so many of programs, and all these have happened, their students have collaborated a lot. And I'm sure would have not been possible without the help of the students, because they are the natives making the videos, how to have the cutting and how to have the editing and all those things. That was all done by students. So that is how we are empowering. That is how we are treating. We are telling them that this is very important. And the last thing I do not want to miss on, that in this particular process, the teachers are also learning. That is the reason that teachers, there is a capacity building programs by the various portals, whether it is the Diksha portal or SCRT portal or by CBSE, because they really want to not only empower the students, but to empower teachers as well. That is the need of the hour. That is important. Not that everything we can leave on the children. The teachers also have to empower themselves. And it is rightly said, if you do something that you love, certainly you will excel at it. You will get success. This very common saying, वो 3 Idiots में भी बोला है आपने. आप अगर जो आपका दिल चाहता है, अगर आप वो करोगे, तो सक्सेस झक मार के भी आपके पीछे आएगी. So that actually we have to inculcate. और यही हमें करना है. उनको पार्टनर्स बनाना है, उनको collaborators बनाना है. Enrich themselves कि हमारी हेल्प करो. साथ में teachers have to enrich themselves as well. because it's a process of learn, then unlearn, and then relearn, because learning will never end. So I believe that I am a learner every day. So I think every educator should have that feeling, and I'm sure they are having it. So I would like to pause this with a quote which says that technology will not replace great teachers. Technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. That means we can take that lead in transforming our kids into a better human being with the help of technology. Thank you.
Very rightly said, Mamta. And I believe we all have this consensus that yes, we just have to show the way. We just have to show the path. Now we have to work as a facilitator, not as a teacher. We are a curator, we are a mentor, we are a coach. We are not teachers anymore, because right now the students have abundance of data in front of them. As one of the panelists has rightly said, that yes, we have huge data with us, but the thing is how they are using it. We need to train them regarding this, not to the learners, to the educators, because being a leader, it's our moral duty. So this is all about the topic. Now there is a twist in this talk show. Now I'll be asking, Rajput, I just want you to stay for 1 more minute. I'll ask you one question, then you can leave. I know you have to catch a flight. Sir, आपसे एक छोटा सा सवाल है. अपनी फेवरेट मूवी का नाम बताएं जल्दी से, रैपिड फायर राउंड है. आवाज नहीं आ रही मेरी? Is I audible?
Yes, now I can hear. Yeah, now better.
Okay. This is a rapid fire round. You have to answer either in one word or one line, and it has to be very quick. 2 questions will be asked from all the panelists. Okay. So my first question to you is, name the favorite movie. Please share your favorite movie.
Now my favorite movie was 3 Idiots.
Okay, 3 Idiots, fine. Sir is on call. Sir, Brigadier Sir, you share. Just share the name of your favorite singer.
Hemant Kumar.
Oh, mine too. Thank you. Rajput Sir, one more question to you. What is the
Anji.
craziest thing you have done as a kid?
Leaving the engineering college, joining the medical profession, and rising on this career.
Wow. But not as a kid. तो बड़े हो गए थे आप.
Sorry?
तब तो आप बड़े हो चुके थे.
तभी वही तो craziest thing I have. ये अच्छा बचपन का
Kid, हाँ.
I was very naughty. So I prepare a long tail and I put on the back of my teacher, and then I got a lot of caning also.
Good. I hope she is not listening this. Fine.
So that's why I bachpan ka kiya, to maine kaha, this is the most craziest thing I did it. So I was very, very naughty, because that naughtiness I used to love, and still I feel that yes, something should always there. A person should be always with the child approach. So that is the reason what Mamta madam has said, na, we all are a learner. We really are a learner. If we have this child mind, we keep on learning a lot. Thank you. My vehicle has come, so I require your leave. Thank you so much, Bhavna ma'am. Thank you so much, Brigadier Sir. Jai Hind to you, sir. Dr. Ram sir, Abba ma'am, Mamta ma'am, and everybody. I have to leave. I take your permission, please. Please allow me to go.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, Brigadier Sir, second question for you. Then I'll ask questions from ladies. Sir, for you, which skill? It's a very tough question for you, sir, but you have to answer in very short. 1 word, 1 line. Which skill helped you to manage your projects after your retirement? Which skill?
I think the ability to learn and manage time.
Wow. Ability to learn and manage time. Perfectly.
I've been a lifelong learner and I still am. So that is my biggest skill.
Yeah, perfectly fine. So now over to you, ladies. Now I'll be asking.
I'll also need to leave. I've already got somebody waiting at 5:30 on another meeting. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your benign presence.
Thank you.
I wholeheartedly say thanks to you on the behalf of ACE International's ACE Culture and Skill Lab. Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you, Bhavna. Thank you, Dr. Ram. Thank you, Abba, Mamta ma'am, and who else was there? Have I missed out
team.
anyone?
Yeah.
Yes, and your entire team. Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, ladies, over to you. Mamta ji, आप हमें बताएं कि what you like to do in your spare time. One thing.
Listening to music.
Wow. And Abba ji, आप बताएं कि who is your favorite tourist place? What is your favorite tourist place?
I should say that I had been to all over India because my parents were central government employees. So I think it's the whole of my Bharat, which is the best place to be with. So I will never ever name any foreign country. It's my Bharat, which is the best place everyone should visit.
Wow. So this is, ma'am has given a very diplomatic answer. My Bharat means मेरा भारत. भारत में हर कोना, हर जगह देखने लायक है. इसीलिए हम कहते हैं कि भारत भ्रमण बहुत जरूरी है. बाद में हम बाहर जाएंगे. हाँ जी. So next question to you, Mamta ji. How intellectually independent you are?
See, I always believe that.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are very much audible, dear. I always believe that anything comes new, you have to learn, right? So intellectually, whatever I know, I always try to give it to my students. But every day, I always try to find something that, yes, I have to learn. So that at least I should keep on adding to my repository. I should keep on adding and that will help me to enhance my knowledge, and that will help me to be more independent every day.
Oh, thank you so much. You are, but the condition was one word or one line. Now, Abba ma'am, for you, name one skill which you have learned over the last 2 years in COVID.
Yes, this is the beautiful question, because I think it's not the question for me, it's the question for all the people who have faced this challenging times. It is always coping with the change, and that's the best skill, how to relax yourself and how to cope up with the change. And that, I think, will be the beautiful way to move forward.
Yeah. That means the one thing which we have learned is adaptability and flexibility. ये दो मूल मंत्र हमें मिले हैं इस कोरोना के टाइम से. So, thank you so much, Professor Abba.
It's
Mamta
entirely
is also
my
left
privilege.
maybe
Thank
some
you.
technical issues.
Yeah.
So let's conclude this. Technology trend awareness as a skill refers to being mindful to the technology that is recently becoming popular and is readily accepted in the market or industry. It also encompasses one's ability to recognize and understand the usefulness of any such technology for the success. So, well, that brings us to the end of this wonderful session. Your presence made this day Thank you so much for all your encouragements, for listening to us, and most importantly, for giving us your precious time. Thank you all, and have a great life ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was entirely our privilege.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.